Now, is it visible? Is the screen visible to all?
मॅडम आवाज येत नाहीये.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, the third method is by using an object constructor. With the help of object constructor, we have to create the object. As everybody know, constructor is nothing but the special function which is going to call whenever we have to create the object. Okay, so here already we have a function emp, which is having the parameters id, name, and salary. And then here this dot id is equal to id, this dot name is equal to name, this dot salary is equal to salary. It is the function, just ignore it. But what happened here, it is the object. Now how it is going to create object? Is equal to new emp. Okay, here we are going to create the object new emp, and we are going to pass the value 103 Vimal Jaiswal and 30,000. Okay, now in this case what happened, whenever we have to create here the object automatically constructor is going to call. Are you getting it? The basic concept of constructor is that whenever we have to create the object, automatically that particular constructor is going to call. So what happened here? We have to create here the e object is equal to new emp. Then the parameters are 103 Vimal Jaiswal and 30,000. Whenever we have to create the e object, automatically this constructor is going to call. Now this 103, it is copied into the id, Vimal Jaiswal it is copied into the name, and 30,000 it is copied into the salary. And by default, any of the object is going to call the function or calling the constructor, that object is going to pass. Okay, that automatically that object is passed to that particular function, and that object we are going to access by using this pointer. Okay, if you want to access that particular object, you are going to use this pointer. So what we have to write here, this dot id, that this it indicates that this pointer, it indicates that that means e dot id is equal to id. That means id, which is nothing but 103, it is copied into the id. Then name Vimal Jaiswal, it is copied into the name, and salary 30,000 copied into the salary of e object, the concept is same, but what happened here, whenever we have to create the object, constructor is going to call, and accordingly the operation is going to perform. Okay, after that we have to display the value on the screen. Okay, defining method in JavaScript object. Okay, here we can define method in JavaScript object. That means within object we have to define the method, but before defining the method we need to add property in the function with the same name as a method. Okay, whatever methods you want to define within the object, same property you have to specify for that object, and then you are going to call the method. Okay, here we have an example. Like we have here function emp, which is having the parameter id, name, salary. Then this dot id is equal to id, this dot name is equal to name, this dot salary is equal to salary. Okay, accordingly we have three properties of the object. We can say it is the three properties of the object. but sometimes I want to change something in the for that particular object. So what I have to specify here, this dot change salary. Now I have to add one property of the object, that is change salary, whose name is equal to the method. Okay, and equal to change salary, it is the method. By whatever salary we have to change, it is copied into the change salary object property. Okay, in this case id, name, salary and change salary, all these are the property of the object. We can say it is the property of the data member of the object. But here what happened here, this dot change salary is equal to change salary, it is the function or it is the method. Whatever method we are going to call, or whatever result the change salary generated, it is copied into the change salary object property. Okay, so if you want to define the method, or if you want to use the method within an object, you have to create the property of the same name of the method name, which is same as the method name. Okay, so now after that, here we have a function change salary is in bracket other salary, opening curly bracket, this dot salary is equal to other salary. Whatever salary we have passed, it is copied into the that respective object's salary. Okay, so what happened here, just we have to close both the functions. Then e is equal to new emp. Okay, here we are going to pass the what we are going to pass here, the we have to create the object with the help of constructor. So e is equal to new emp, automatically this function is going to call. And what happened here, 103 it is copied into id, then sono jaiswal it is copied into name, and 30,000 it is copied into the salary. Now what happened here, document dot write e dot id, e dot name and e dot salary. So what it is going to display, it is going to display 103 sono jaiswal and 30,000. Afterwards we are going to call the method e dot change salary, and the salary is 45,000. So that function is going to call change salary, salary is 45,000, and it is copied that other salary into the salary of object e, because this method is going to call by e object. So whatever salary is there of that e object, it is updated by 45,000, and then we have to display again that id, name and salary. So we have to execute it. Here, the first statement, what we have to write in the code, that is document dot write employee id, employee name and employee salary. Before updation of the salary is 30,000. After updation, the salary is 45,000. It is going to display on the screen. Are you getting it? What happened here? Okay, the important part is that you have to uh, execute the the function or method within a another method of the object. Okay, but the property name is same as the method name. Whatever method you have to specify, accordingly you have to create the property. Okay, then the next part is the JavaScript array. JavaScript array is an object that represents a collection of similar type of elements. The concept is same, but again, instead of there are various ways by using that we have to create the array. Same like a object. Again, here the first method is the by using array literals. Method is by creating instance of the array directly using the new keyword. Then by using an array constructor. The methods are same which we are going to use for the object, and the syntax is again same. To create the array in the JavaScript, there are three ways. First one is by using array literals. Second one by creating instance of the array directly using new keyword, and using array constructor we have to create the array. So first method we are going to see JavaScript, or you have to create the array with the help of array literals. So the syntax is again, this syntax is same, where name of your array is equal to value, or directly we can specify the value in opening and closing square bracket. It is same like a simple array which we are going to see in the C++. Okay, how to create the array? Variable var, instead of data type you have to specify the keyword var. Name of your array is equal to, in square bracket you have to specify the elements. Every element should be separated by the comma. So here is a simple example. Just we have to specify the array, or we have to declare the array, and just we have to display the elements of the array. So we have to first of all check all the methods, and then we have to execute it. The second method is JavaScript array directly. That means with the help of array, we are going to create the array. Okay. So the syntax is same. Var name of your array is equal to new array. Opening, closing, rounded bracket, end with semicolon. With the help of that, we have to create the array. Afterwards, the operation is same. The array concept is same. Like the first element is having the index 0, second element is having the index 1. Likewise, we have to display the same code. Then third method, with the help of constructor, we are going to create the array. It is a little bit different. So what happened here? We have to create here the var employee, sorry, emp array is equal to new array, and just you have to specify the value of, or the element of the array. Okay, then you have to access it. Okay, in the first method, there is no need to specify the value whenever we are going to create the array with the help of array directly. Whenever we are going to use the constructor to create the array, just you have to specify the value of the array. Then you have to display it. Okay, so we have to execute it. First method we are going to use to create the array by using literals. Okay, the value is going to display. Now we have to execute the second part by using array instance or array directly. To copy it in the same code. Again, the different names are going to display. Third type is also going to execute it properly. Are you getting it? How the array is created, how it is going to execute. It is the first method by using array literals. Second one by using array directly, or we can say it is the array instance of a array. Third one is a we have to create the array with the help of array constructor. Now the next topic that is we have to see or we have to learn the various operations which are related to the math. So readily library functions are available for us to calculate some to perform some mathematical operations. Just so we have to overview the little bit operations out of that. So what we have to discuss about JavaScript math is the JavaScript math object provides several constant and methods to perform mathematical operation like date object. It doesn't have a constructor. Okay, simply we have a methods by using that we have to execute or we have to perform some mathematical operations. The JavaScript math dot square root in bracket n. This method return the square root of the given number. So now we have here the code. By using that, we have to calculate the square root of 70, and just we have to display it on the span. So we have to execute it. After that, so we have to, first of all we are going to see all the values. Sorry, all the functions, and then we have to execute it one by one within a single program. So next method is the math.random. So the JavaScript math.random method returns the random number between 0 to 1. It is randomly display the number from 0 to 1. Okay. Then next function or next method is the power. The JavaScript math.pwd POW in bracket m comma n method returns the m to the power of n, that is m raised to n value. Here we have example 3 comma 4, that is nothing but 3 raised to 4. So whatever result is going to generated, it is going to display. Okay. These three methods we are going to execute. First, we have to try for the math dot square root function. Okay, first we are going to try for the square root function. So we have to execute it. Okay, square root of 17 is 4.1.23 sorry 4.1231. It is nothing but a square root of 17. So we're going to try for the random method. Random number is span ID P2. Okay. Random number is 0.78, which is in between 0 to 1. It's every time whenever we are going to execute, the random number is going to change because it is a random number. Okay. The third one is power. We have to calculate 3 raised to 4 with the help of math.pow power function. What we are going to use here? POW power function math.pow in bracket 3 comma 4. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. 27 is 27 into 3, 81. Okay, likewise, we have to perform the mathematical operations. There are various methods by using that we can perform the mathematical operations. During the practical, you have to check all the mathematical functions which we are going to use in the JavaScript. Okay, the next topic, and it is very important topic, that is a document object model. Okay, as everybody know, JavaScript is an object-oriented language. So just we have to focus on the object. But in this case, the definition of the object is going to vast. Okay, or it is going to expanded. It is not just limited for the class only. Okay, as we have seen, we have to create the object without the help of class. Up till now, we have seen object and classes. Both are the brothers, like a brother. Okay, if class is there, then object is there. Up till now we have seen, but in the JavaScript there is no need to create the class. There is no need to define the class. Again, the definition of the object concept is going to increase. Okay. In this case, if one complete document or one complete HTML document, it is considered as a one object. By using that, we have to call various methods, or we can execute various methods of the browser, or we can call the methods of the Windows. Likewise, we have to execute. So we are going to see here the DOM object is very important for the web development. So document object model, the document object represents the whole HTML document. As I have seen, as I have told you, document object, it is the increased definition of the object concept. Here, one complete document, it is an object. Okay, the document object represents the whole HTML document. When HTML document is located in the browser, it becomes a document object. Okay, what happened here? When HTML document is loaded in the browser, it becomes a document object. Whatever web page we have to load it on the browser, that complete web page, it is nothing but the document object. It is the root element that represent the complete HTML document. It has a properties, again it is having the properties and method. By the help of document object, we can add dynamic content to our web page. Okay. As mentioned earlier, it is the object of window. Again we can say it is the object of window. Next topic we have, that is bomb. That is the object of browser. But in this case it is the object of window, so we can call various methods of the window. Okay, but DOM, or simply we can say DOM is the object of window, so we can call various methods which are related to the window. Okay, so what we have to specify here, window dot document. Okay, as mentioned earlier, it is the object of window, so window dot document. Okay, so here is the same as a document. Are you getting it? Because document is the object of window, then how we are going to access the object? Class name. In previous language, what we have to use here? Class name dot object name. Okay, and if you directly want to access the properties and method, then what we are going to write here? Object name dot property or method. Same here, a window dot document. That is nothing but the document is the object of window, and it is same as a document. Then properties of document object. Again, document object is having the various properties like anchor, form, link. Then again it is having text area, checkbox, radio button, select button, reset button, and all these are having the options. These are the properties of the document object. Then we have various methods by using that. Like properties, we have a method. We can use that method to perform some dynamic websites or to design the website. So the methods are write string. By using that, we have to write the given string on the document. Then return length, and we have to specify the string. It will return the length of the character, length of the string. Then get element by ID. Get element by ID, return the element having the given ID value. I think we have used the same method. Get element by ID, document dot get element by ID. So it is going to give the element whose ID we have to specify. Then get element by name. By using name we can access the element, or we can give the element. Then get element by tag name. Likewise, we have a methods, so we have to execute it. Now here, the next important part regarding the DOM object is that accessing field value by document object. With the help of document object, we have to access the field value, or we can access the form value, and we have to display it, or we have to perform some operation on the same. Okay, here what happened here, first of all, or simply the meaning of that code or that program is that just you have to access the form value with the help of document object. Now here we have a script whose type is type like JavaScript. As usual, we are going to use the JavaScript. Then function print value. Now I want to print the value, okay, on the screen. So what happened here, where name is equal to, with the help of that document object, what I'm going to access, document dot form1 dot name dot value. Okay, so here what happened, I want to access the value from where, form1, who is having the name element, who is having some value. Okay, whatever value I'm going to insert, it is captured and it is stored into the name variable in the function. Then with the help of alert, we are going to display the message on the screen, welcome plus name. So whatever name I have to insert in that field, it is captured by the document object, then it is stored into the variable, and it is going to display, or it is going to use for another function. So that we have to create here the form whose name is form1. Here you have to specify the name of the form, because that form you are going to access with the help of name. Then enter name, input type text whose name is equal to name. Then input type button, just we have to create the button and on click event we have to call the print value function. Okay, when we are going to call the function, whenever we have to perform click event on that particular button, the print value function is going to call, and accordingly the task is going to perform. The value or the content which are occur on that button is the print name, and just we have to close the form. So we have to execute it. It is not client side server side programming. On a single client side, we have to access the content from the form with the help of DOM object. Here we have to specify the name. Just we have to click on the print name. Welcome RR. Okay. Same thing happen here. Whatever value we have to insert into the text box, it is copied from the form who is having the text box and value of that particular text box. It is copied into the variable, and then it is going to display by using alert method. Can we try for the same method here? Okay. By using that document dot write string function, we have to write the string on the screen. Writes the given string on the document. The next, what is the next method? It is not going to display, so you have to specify here document dot. Get element by ID, we have seen get name, we can specify the name of that respective element. Tag name you have to specify, class name you have to specify. Accordingly, it is going to perform the task. Next, we have seen how to access the element or how to access the value from the form with the help of document object. The next part is the BOM, that is browser object model. As we have seen, a document is the object of window. Same here, BOM is the object of browser. Okay, or by using that object, we have to interact with the browser. So the browser object model BOM is used to interact with the browser. Okay, the default object of browser is window. Means you can call all the functions of window by specifying window or directly. For example, window.alert hello JavaScript is same as the alert hello JavaScript. Okay. So what they have given here, the default object of browser is window. Okay. Window is the by default object of browser. So we have to call all the methods which are related to the window. So window.alert. Likewise, there are various methods we are going to call it. Here document window, document, history, screen, navigator, location. So all these are the we can say it is the object of the window. Then window object, the window object represents a window in browser. An object of window is created automatically by the browser. Okay, so the window object is automatically created by the browser. Window is the object of browser. It is not the object of JavaScript. The JavaScript objects are the array, string, date, etc. Okay, just you have to remember that window is the object which is automatically created by the browser. Okay, then we are going to call all the methods which are related to the window. Okay, there are various methods which we are going to call for the window. First one is alert, then confirm. So the alert method, it is used to display the alert box containing message with OK button. Then confirm, display the confirm dialog box containing message with OK and cancel button. Then prompt, displays a dialog box to get input from the user. With the help of prompt, we have to display the window which is having the input or which is going to take input from the user. Then opens the new window. Close the current window. Set timeout. Perform action after specified time, like calling function, evaluating expressions, etc. So just we have to perform here some operations. Example of alert in JavaScript. Just you have to wait for 5 minutes. this, here we are going to demonstrate the alert function or alert method. What happened here? We have to execute it. Hello, alert box is going to be generated here. We first have to write here a function within a script. Afterwards, we have an input button whose value is click. Uh, or on click event, we have to call the function message. Message is having the alert. Okay, and by using that alert, we have to display the alert box on the screen with OK button. The next example is of for the prompt. Okay, what happened prompt? Prompt is used to what we are going to say. It has message and text field input. This is the prompt dialog box for the input. For input, it has message and text field. So again here the same function. We have a one variable with having the prompt who are you, then alert I am free, or whatever value we have to store into the B, or whatever value we have entered on the that particular small window. It is attached with that message, and again it is going to display the alert box. Same form according to we have to create here the button, and on click event we are going to call the message function. Here it is a prompt box where we can give the input, and it is actually the alert box. Okay, INER. Are you getting it? It is the example of prompt. Prompt box. It is used to write the message, and it is used to access the input. Okay, if you want to access the input from user, then you are going to use prompt, but prompt box, prompt dialog box we can say. Next one is open. It is used to open particular website, or if you want to open something, then you have to specify here. Everything it should become under the function, or it is everything it is enclosed within a script. It is going to transfer to the website javapoint.com. Accordingly, just you have to specify the URL here, and accordingly it is jump or it will open that particular website. Okay, what happen if we are going to specify here the local path we are going to see is it will open or not? I don't know is it executable or not. I'm going to just try. The address wasn't understood. Okay, so only the online websites we can open. The next one is the set timeout. Okay, the timeout out it is used to perform some task after that particular timeout. So this we have to execute it. Now here the code is little bit different. Script type is text public JavaScript. Then function name is message. Opening curly bracket. Again we have here one more function that is set timeout. Again it is having the function opening closing rounded bracket, and here we have to specify here. Now timeout it is having the parameter. The first parameter is function. Same function we have to define here. That function is having alert. Alert box. It is alert dialog box. It is going to generate here. Welcome to JavaScript after 2 seconds. And the second parameter is 2000, and close the alert message. Sorry, close the that particular set timeout method. Here set timeout method is going to open. Then we have a function. Again the same function definition we have to specify in the same function, which is having the alert dialog box, and the second one is the 2000. I think it is the time. Then close the set timeout method, and what we are going to say here, close the set timeout function. Then close the message function and close the script. And same thing, we have to call the message function with the help of onClick event. So we have to execute it. We are going to see what happens. Welcome to JavaScript after 2 seconds. Okay, that particular dialog box is going to display. The second part is JavaScript form validation. You have to validate your form. So before that, you should know how to create the form. What is the element we are going to use to create the form? Okay. Then and then only we can create the form, and we have to validate the form. is important to validate the form submitted by the user because it can have inappropriate values. So validation is must to authenticate the user. JavaScript provide facility to validate the form on the client side, so data processing will be faster than the server side. Validation. Most of the web developers refer JavaScript form validation. Through the JavaScript, we can validate name, password, email, date, mobile number, and more fields. Okay, the JavaScript form validation example. In this example, we are going to validate the name and password. The name can't be empty and password can't be less than 6 character long. Here we are validating the form on form submit. The user will not forward the message next page until given value are correct. Okay, so we have to validate the username and password. So here is the code. By using that, we have to apply the validation on the form. It is everything. It is happen at the client side. Okay, validation it is checked on the client side. So fasterly, it is going to transfer the data to the server, and then server instead of checking the validation at the server side, it will send the response because validation it is checked at the client side. Okay. So here we have to create the form. So first we have a function. Function validate form. Now, with the help of document object, we are going to access the value as we have seen in the previous example, where we are going to access the value from the form. So first, we are going to access the value in a variable. So the here variable name is name is equal to document dot my form dot name dot value. So whatever value we have to insert into the text box, it is fetched and it is stored into the name variable. Same we have to access the password from the password text password box. Then we are going to apply the condition here. If name is equal to null or name is equal to blank, alert name can't be blank. You have to specify the alert dialog box, or you have to specify the message name can't be blank. Then return false. Else if password dot length is less than 6, then again you have to display the alert dialog box on the user and return false. And then you have to close the function and close the script. Now body which is having the form where we have to create the form. The name of form is my form. Method is post. Then action. Action means what happen whenever we have to fill complete form and we have to click on the submit button. Whenever we have to click on the submit button, whatever content we have entered, it is passed to the that particular website or that particular action site. Then on submit is equal to return valid form. Okay, so here on submit button or on submit, whenever we have to submit the form, what we are going to call? We are going to call the valid form method. Okay, and here method, it is the attribute of the form that indicates that there are two methods, get method and post method. By using that we can transfer the data, but get method, whenever we are going to use the get method, the content whatever we have inserted into the form, it is as it is transferred to the server side. But if we are going to use the post method, whatever content we have inserted at the client side, it is encrypted and then it is transferred to the client side, server side. Okay, so what happened here, just we have to specify the all attributes and all required information regarding the form. Like form name is my form, method is post action, that means whatever where we have to transfer the data, so we have to specify here one JavaScript file. Then on submit, or whenever we have to submit the form, check the validation, so I'm going to call the validation function. Then here name, input type text, name is equal to name. Then password, input type password, name password. Then input type is equal to submit, value register, and you have to close the form and you have to close body and HTML. So we have to execute it. Just you have to insert the name, password. The length of password is 2. So what happen here? It is going to give alert dialog box because password length is less than 6. Password must be at least 6 characters long. Okay. You are valid user. Thank you for visiting our site. It is our content is transferred to the javapon.com javascript page valid.jsp. If you are going to put a name blank and you just specify the password, you put click on register, name can't be blank. Okay. Okay, are you getting it? How to validate the form? Accordingly, you are going to apply various for logic on various fields. Like you can check the mobile number, you can check the name, you can check address, you can check email ID. Likewise, you are going to perform, but you have to develop your logic in the Java. The next topic is JavaScript classes. So again, we have to jump towards the class. This is the class, how to declare the class. Likewise, we are going to see all about the class in the JavaScript. JavaScript classes. In JavaScript classes are the special type of functions. We can define the class just like a function declaration and function expression. Okay, it is Java class. It is same like a function. We can define the class just like a function declaration and function expression. The JavaScript class contains various class members within a body, including method or construction. Okay. Uh, Basically, in the function, what we are going to specify, function is having some calculation, some concepts we are going to perform. But in class, we have to specify the methods or constructor. The class is executed in a strict mode, so the code containing the silent error or mistakes error, throws an error. The class syntax contains two components: class declaration and class expression. The class declaration can be defined by using the class declaration. A class keyword is used to declare a class with any particular name. According to the JavaScript naming convention, the name of the class always starts with the uppercase character or uppercase letter. The class declaration, it is same like a class declaration of C++ language. Here we have a example how to declare the class. Here we have a class employee which is having the constructor ID and name. Again, this dot ID is equal to ID, this dot name is equal to name. Declaring method, we have a method here whose name is detail. Then opening curly bracket, just we have to display the details of that particular object. Then we have to close the detail method. Then we have to close the class. Then passing object to a variable. Now here we have a constructor. That means whenever we are going to create the object, constructor is automatically going to call. So what happened here? Where E1 is equal to new employee, then where E2 is equal to new employee, and we are going to pass different value for two different objects. And with the help of detail method, we are going to display the content of both the objects. It is same. It is same like a class of the object-oriented program. Okay, whatever, how we are going to declare the class name. Same here, class name, opening curly bracket. But instead of specifying the property, just we have to specify the method and constructor. Okay. So we have to execute it. Okay. It is going to display the information regarding both the objects. First one's ID is 101, 102. Martin Roy, UK Villan. Okay. Likewise, it is going to display the information regarding the object. Okay, it is same like a class. Okay, class declaration syntax is same, but instead of property, just you have to specify the constructor and method in the class. Then you have to create the object. So whenever you are going to create the object, automatically constructor is going to call. Then we are going to assign the value. Again, here we are going to use this pointer. It represents that particular object who is calling that, or who is going to call that constructor. The next way is class expression. Another way to define a class is by using class expression. Here it is not mandatory to assign the name of the class, so the class expression can be named or unnamed. The class expression allows us to fetch the class name whenever this will not be possible with class declaration. Okay, if you want to create the class without name, then you are going to use the method class expression. So what happened here again? Script where emp is equal to class, and we have to specify the constructor, and accordingly we have to write the constructor. So we have to check the code. Okay, this is going to display the name. in this case, just we have to create here where emp, we can say it is the name of class, because whatever class we have to create here, it is completely represented by the emp variable. Okay, so I have to create here the object of emp variable, and I'm going to pass the value to that respective constructor. Whenever even object or variable is going to create it, object is going to create it automatically, constructor is going to call of the class emp. Okay, and id and name accordingly it is going to assign, and then we have to display name dot e dot even dot name. Then next topic is JavaScript prototype object. JavaScript is a prototype-based language that facilitates the object to acquire properties and features from one another. Here, each object contains a prototype object. In JavaScript, whenever a function is created, the prototype property is added to that function automatically. The property is a prototype object that holds a constructor property. Okay, here we are going to see the syntax: class name prototype, class name dot prototype dot method name. Here we have an example where we have a function employee. We having the parameter first name, last name. Same we are going to assign to that respective object. Then employee dot prototype dot full name is equal to function. Okay. In this case, we are going to call the function. And it is assigned to the full name. Okay. So here return this dot first name and this dot last name. Now here we have to create the object employee 1, employee 2 of the class employee. Accordingly, we are going to pass the value. And now we are going to call the method full name. Okay. Now full name method is having the information regarding object. That's why I am going to call the method. But here we are going to use the prototype, or the syntax here. Syntax is class name, prototype, and method name. So in this case, class name is employee, prototype dot full name is the method. Okay, which is having the output of the another method. Okay, so the function which is having the output of the first name and last name of the object, and accordingly, if you want to display the value, we are going to call the full name method, which is having the output of method function. So we have to execute it. Okay, it is going to display the value of object. For JavaScript prototype, simply we can say we can acquire the properties from another method, or one method will acquire the properties from another method. Simply we can say prototype or JavaScript prototype is nothing but one method can acquire the properties from another method. The syntax is class name, then prototype, sorry, class name dot prototype dot your method name is equal to method name from which you are going to access or acquire the property. So the next part is the JavaScript constructor method. JavaScript constructor method. A JavaScript constructor method is a special type of method which is used to initialize and create an object. It is called when memory is allocated for an object. I think everybody knows the concept of constructor. Points to remember: the constructor keyword is used to declare a constructor method. The class can contain one constructor method only. JavaScript allows us to use parent class constructor through the super keyword. Okay. What points you have to remember? The concept is same. Constructor, it is used to initialize the object, or whenever it is automatically called whenever we have to create the object. But constructor, so you are going to, in the JavaScript you have to specify, or you have to write down the constructor keyword to create the constructor. Then every class is having only one constructor, and if you want to access the constructor within a parent class or using parent class, you have to use the keyword super. So here we have an example where we have a class employee which having constructor. I think it's very simple. We have seen the same example where emp is equal to new employee. We have to create the class, and then we are going to display the value of the constructor. Sorry, value of that respective object. Okay. I think today we have to finish the second topic, sorry, third unit. Okay, we are seeing the JavaScript constructor. Then JSON, I think it is little bit different. JSON and Ajax. Whatever topic we have seen, these are a little bit related to the object-oriented programming language, or all these concepts you know very well, you are learning in the object-oriented programming language. Now JSON, so just we have to introduce the JSON. What is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JSON is a lightweight data interchange format. JSON is self-describing and easy to understand. JSON is a language independent. Then why use JSON? Since the JSON format is text only, it can easily be sent to and from a server and used as a data format by any programming language. JavaScript has a built-in function to convert a string written in JSON format into the JavaScript object, that is JSON.parse. So if you receive data from a server in JSON format, you can use it like any other JavaScript object. So the JSON syntax is a subset of the JavaScript syntax. JSON syntax rules: data is in name and value pair. Data is separated by comma. Curly brackets hold the object. Square brackets hold the array. These are some rules which are related to the JSON syntax. Normally, JSON object, it is used to transfer the data to the server, or you have to access the data from the server. Okay, so there are various methods by using that you can convert JavaScript object into the JSON object, and JSON object into the JavaScript object. I think we have seen it in the Python also. There are various methods by using that we have to convert the JSON object language into code or request into the Python request or Python object. Same here, JSON object request, it is converted into the JavaScript object. So here we have a very simple example for regarding the JSON. Access a JavaScript object. We have one paragraph tag. Now here we have a variable my obj comma x. Now my obj, it is the JSON object which is having the uh, elements, and elements, these are the always in the value pair, key value pair. So name John, age 30, city New York. And now x is a normal JavaScript variable. X is equal to my obj dot name. So X can store only the name of my obj JavaScript object or JSON object. Now in this case, my obj, it is a JSON object who is having the elements in the pair of value and key and value. Out of that, any value we can store in a X variable. Okay, so document dot get element by id dot inner HTML is equal to X. So it is going to display the name of that particular JSON object. Okay, sorry, the element of JSON object. So we have to we have to check it here. JSON, the name of the JSON object is Java, and it is going to display with the help of JavaScript object. Are you getting it? What happened here? Here X is a JavaScript object and my obj is the JSON object. Okay, so just we have to convert that the JSON object element into the normal JavaScript object, and then it is going to display. Now next part is the Ajax. I think the practical, you are having the practical regarding the JSON and Ajax. So you can implement it during your practical. Ajax, asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Ajax is not a programming language. Here, Ajax is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Ajax is not a programming language. Ajax just uses a combination of a browser built-in XML HTTP request object to request the data from a web server, JavaScript and HTML DOM to display or use the data. Actually, again, Ajax, it is used to access the HTML, sorry, web server content with the help of JavaScript and XML. XML is nothing but the extensible markup language. Now, how Ajax is going to work? Here, I am going to represent it with the help of diagram. Now, it is a browser or it is client-side browser. An event offers create an XML HTTP request object. So, we have already the XML HTTP request object. By using that, we have to create the request and send it via the internet. Now, server is going to process the HTTP request, create a proper response and send data back to the browser via the internet. Now process the return data using the JavaScript and update the page content. Okay, here we are going to use the combination of client side. First, create the request with the help of XML. Then it is transferred to the via internet. Server will create the proper response and it is transferred back to the client. Now browser with the help of JavaScript, it is going to display on the, or it is going to process with the help of JavaScript. So Ajax is the combination of JavaScript and XML. Okay. Now an event occur in a web page. The web page is loaded. A button is clicked. An XML HTTP request object is created by the JavaScript. The XML HTTP request object sends a request to a web server. The server is processed the request. The server sends response back to the web page. The response is ready by the JavaScript. Proper action like page update is performed by the JavaScript. It is simple, just overview of the Ajax. You have to execute or you have to perform some practical during your practical on JSON and Ajax. So accordingly, likewise, we have to finish the third unit.